The smell of gingerbread baking fills the house. That warm, spicy aroma that instantly says, the holidays are here. You're probably surrounded by gingerbread cookies, gingerbread houses, maybe even gingerbread lattes. But have you ever stopped to wonder, why is it called gingerbread when there's no actual bread involved? Most gingerbread is cookies, right? Or sometimes cake. So where does the bread part come from? And why has this spiced treat become so inseparably linked with Christmas and winter celebrations? Spoiler alert! Medieval monks, Queen Elizabeth I, fairy tales, and German immigrants all played starring roles in making gingerbread the holiday icon it is today. We're going to explore the complete story right here on Stories Behind Everything. Before we even examine the name itself, we need to begin with the key ingredient, ginger. Ginger is extraordinarily ancient as a spice. Genuinely ancient. Native to Southeast Asia, ginger has been cultivated and traded for over 5,000 years. Ancient civilizations from China to India to the Middle East prized ginger for both its flavor and purported medicinal properties. It was considered valuable enough to be traded along the Silk Road, making its way slowly westward over centuries. The concept was straightforward. The rhizome root could be dried, ground into powder, and transported long distances without spoiling, making it perfect for trade. Fast forward to medieval Europe, where ginger became tremendously significant among the wealthy classes who could afford exotic spices. Europeans initially encountered ginger through Middle Eastern traders, and it quickly became associated with luxury, medicine, and eventually, special occasion foods. By the 11th century, ginger was being combined with honey and breadcrumbs to create early forms of what we'd recognize as gingerbread. Monks in European monasteries are often credited with perfecting early gingerbread recipes, using the spiced creation both for sustenance and as gifts during religious festivals. So when baking techniques evolved during the Middle Ages and Renaissance, gingerbread transformed from a simple spiced mixture into increasingly elaborate creations, and that's when the variations truly emerged. However, gingerbread wasn't always the cookie or cake we recognize today. The term originally referred to any preserved ginger mixture, which could be quite firm, almost like a confection or dense bread. Someone conceived the idea of molding these ginger mixtures into shapes, adding other spices like cinnamon and cloves, and baking them into treats. That simple modification transformed gingerbread from medicine into celebration food. But here's where the name becomes intriguing. The word gingerbread doesn't actually come from ginger plus bread in the way you'd expect. The etymology is far more twisted. The term evolved from the Old French gingebras, which itself came from the Latin gingeber, ginger, and wasn't originally connected to bread at all. Over centuries of linguistic evolution, gingebras morphed into gingerbread in Middle English, even though early gingerbread bore little resemblance to what we call bread today. It was more like a stiff paste or dense cake. The bread part essentially stuck through linguistic accident and tradition rather than accurate description. To genuinely comprehend how gingerbread gained its holiday association, you must visualize medieval and Renaissance Europe. Gingerbread became particularly popular at fairs and festivals, where elaborately decorated gingerbread creations were sold as special treats. In England, gingerbread became associated with celebrations, and Queen Elizabeth I is famously credited with the tradition of gingerbread men. Legend claims she had gingerbread cookies made in the likeness of important guests, creating personalized edible portraits. Whether entirely accurate or embellished over time, this royal connection elevated gingerbread's status significantly. Germany played a surprisingly substantial role in popularizing gingerbread houses and Christmas traditions. By the 1600s and 1700s, German bakers were creating elaborate gingerbread structures, particularly in Nuremberg, which became famous for its Lebkuchen, a type of soft, cake-like gingerbread. The tradition of gingerbread houses exploded in popularity after the Brothers Grimm published Hansel and Gretel in 1812, featuring the iconic witch's house made entirely of bread, cake, and sugar. This fairy tale cemented the association between gingerbread architecture and winter holidays in German culture. When German immigrants arrived in America during the 1800s, they brought these Christmas traditions with them. Pennsylvania Dutch communities, in particular, maintained strong gingerbread baking traditions, creating elaborate cookies and small houses for holiday celebrations. They were affordable to make with basic pantry staples: flour, molasses, ginger, cinnamon, and perfect for festive gatherings. The warming spices made them particularly appropriate for cold winter months, and the tradition of decorating gingerbread houses became a beloved family activity that combined baking, artistry, and storytelling. Now here's where timing becomes significant. Gingerbread's association with Christmas wasn't accidental. The spices used, ginger, cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg, were expensive imports that symbolized luxury and special occasions. Using these precious spices demonstrated hospitality and celebration during the darkest, coldest time of year. Additionally, many of these spices were believed to have warming properties, making spiced foods particularly welcome during winter. The practice of baking gingerbread for Christmas became so ingrained that by the Victorian era, in both Europe and America, gingerbread cookies and houses were considered essential holiday traditions. The commercialization of Christmas in the late 1800s and early 1900s further cemented gingerbread's holiday status. Bakeries began mass-producing gingerbread cookies in festive shapes: men, women, stars, Christmas trees, and more. Department stores featured elaborate gingerbread house displays in their windows. Recipe books dedicated entire sections to holiday gingerbread creations. Companies began selling pre-made gingerbread house kits, making the tradition accessible to families who might not have time or skill to bake from scratch. What's fascinating is how gingerbread evolved differently in various cultures. In Scandinavia, pepperkakor, thin, crispy ginger cookies, became traditional Christmas treats, often hung on Christmas trees as edible ornaments. In France, pain d'épices, spice bread, developed as a dense, cake-like loaf often sold at Christmas markets. In Poland, pierniki became elaborately decorated gingerbread cookies given as gifts. Each culture adapted the basic ginger spice sweetener formula to their own tastes and traditions, but the winter holiday connection remained constant across borders. The gingerbread house tradition specifically deserves attention. While small decorative houses existed earlier, the post-Hansel and Gretel explosion made them ubiquitous. Families would spend December evenings constructing elaborate candy-covered structures, turning baking into family bonding time. Competitions emerged, with some creating massive, architecturally complex gingerbread buildings. Hotels and bakeries began creating room-sized gingerbread houses as holiday attractions. What started as simple cookies evolved into an entire architectural genre made of spiced dough. So the next time you smell gingerbread baking or construct a candy-covered house, you're not simply enjoying a holiday treat. You're participating in a tradition that stretches from ancient Asian ginger cultivation to medieval European monks, to German fairy tales, to Victorian Christmas commercialization, all preserved in that distinctive blend of ginger, molasses, and warming spices that somehow became inseparable from winter celebrations. Thank you for watching. If you have ideas for our next video, please share them in the comments section below. We'll make sure to acknowledge your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through stories behind everything. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.